Pete, heard all about you. It's nice to meet you. My name's Lee. I guess for the basics, I'm from a small town outside of California. 20 years old. Been here about 2 years, but who's counting? Um, guess let's get started. So in basic training, they give you these big ass guns, and you know with all the goodies in them and stuff, they start to weigh about as much as myself. Now, when I got my dignity and my pride to carry, those are heavy enough as it is. So I figured a slingshot might relieve some of the weight. Now, I'm also a real big fan of Huck Finn, and so the whole idea of riding down the river with my primitive weapons, it's just kind of appealing. Now, something about these hospital beds, they take up just about everything you have. So they took my slingshot. I could sleep with this bad boy all night long, but they take the slingshot. Now, they did give me a ping pong paddle to make up for it. you, you're serious? Hell no, I don't regret it. I mean, look at this bad boy. Can you see little old Dave carrying this around? Nah, this is for the men. That little shoo ain't gonna be utilizing such tools as these with such tenacity. See, I've been working on my French, because there's not much to do around here and I get kind of bored. And to be honest with you, the nurses really like it. Oh, enchanté, mademoiselle. Time for le petit déjeuner? Oui. I've known guys like Dave all my life. They change a little bit here and there. I mean, Dave, I know he really likes throwing out seeds to his chickens and tending to his tomato garden, but I've seen guys like him before. And after he made that move, I knew all I had to do was sit back and wait. And Dave would even the clearing field on his own. Even the playing field on his own. Yeah, that's it. That's just what he did. I didn't have to move a muscle. It's light work for me. The guys around here, they give me a hard time about my stature. What they don't know is that I'm a really dense and strong guy. So but that day they gave me a huge dose of this medicine, so it's wasn't quite on my game is all. So when I made the deal with Dave, I was kind of joking. I wasn't gonna kill him, and I sure as hell don't want to die at the hands of Big D. But when I woke up, I had a feeling he was kind of serious about the whole thing. So I had to make sure we were on the same page, so one of us didn't end up dead. You need some lotion? Suit yourself. So, most of my friends back home, we all mess around with each other, and we've got jokes, and we wrestle from time to time, but Dave's a little bit softer than some of them. Had I taken one of their knives, they would have put me in a chokehold until I handed it back or something like that, but Dave was a little more easygoing about it, I guess. Might also be that he doesn't know I have it. Maybe. Anyways, either that or could just be all the sweet tea coursing through his veins. You never know when they're from Texas. Funny you should ask. Me and a buddy of mine had planned on getting a van and just making our way up North Shore. Just, really living for a couple months. We didn't have any itineraries or a full plan or anything. Nothing was finalized, but I think it's going to happen. We'd stop a lot at some joints along the way, maybe see a national park or two, but I'll tell you what. When I get home, he's going to have a damn good time rolling me through Death Valley. I'm not here by choice, let that be clear. But I like to have a good time wherever I go, and if there's a game, you gotta know I'm gonna win. I never lose. Never. To me, it's just one big game of Stratego. If there's a prize at the end of the line, you gotta know it's gonna be mine. You up for a game? I don't remember a whole lot from that day, to be honest. I think the first person I saw might have been Kiowa. That sounds right. But, after my leg just went, Kiowa crawled up to me and he said, "Hey Lee, psst, got some Ted's stuff. You want it?" So that sort of relieved the pain a little bit. But besides that, I wasn't too nervous about coming to the hospital. Heard good things about the nurses. Good things. And between you and me, they're all true. Give me a common enemy, and you've lit a fire deep within my soul. If you really want me to fight, you gotta give me a target. And I've never had such lasered focus as I have for the Big Red. Because if they win, they're taking my slingshot and splitting it up into a million little pieces and handing out a splinter to each of the VCs. That's what communism is at its roots. It's nasty stuff, man. I'm no guilty man, but Dave, he's a really good guy. He's got one of the biggest hearts I know. And probably not that easy of a guy to deal with, so I commend him for that one. But, yes, I do feel bad about the sleep Dave lost over the moral dilemma. But at the end of the day, I'm sure he's really glad he didn't have to make the decision. And I'm glad he didn't have to. More than you know. So Dave, if you're listening to this one, it's gonna come clear. I did take your knife. But she's in good hands now. It's nice to meet you, Pete.